What good is it to be a multimillionaire when there is nothing left to buy? Yes, I said nothing left to buy. Over the next 90 days, we will potentially see a dramatic change in all across America. It's already happening. Food shortages, labor shortages, shortages of so many different resources. And we're going to talk a little bit about why. We're going to talk about how you can begin to prepare and have your head ready for whatever may happen, because right now it's about survival of the fittest. Subscribe to the page. I'm your platform partner, your hustling homie Jackson, here to help you take action to be the boss in your life. This video, we talk about cryptocurrency, assets, and then just how to overall take your life to the next level. But we got to talk about the crisis that's going on right now. So there's massive food shortages that many people are not talking about. Right now, we are beginning. There was one company called JBS, which is the largest meat manufacturer, which was recently they were hacked. They were hacked, and they were asked for $20 million in Bitcoin in order to like let the hack be released. Okay, so we're living in America, a place where people love to eat their meat, and I want you to understand that this is just one situation of so many. We are seeing that there's a lack of truck drivers because so many truck drivers, they're making more money on unemployment than they would driving. So therefore, when they don't drive, the food is not being supplied. And when food isn't supplied, you got restaurants going out of business. I want you to pay attention to places like CVS, Walgreens. I want you to walk in, take a look at the store, at the shelves, and just notice if the things look different. I want you to not just look at it once, but over the next few weeks to really pay attention, because there are places all across this country, all across the world, that are feeling the impacts of the shortages. I just had a partner from the Bahamas just call me and told me that they have families there that haven't had any food for 4 days, mainly because there's no food available. The stores have run out of products and inventory. We also are hearing about crisis with the gas prices about a week ago, that there's issues with the pipelines and causing gas prices to go up. Now, I don't believe that's the cause for the prices to go up, but we do know this. When you have a lack of food, you got a lack of jobs, lack of hope out here, but you got a lot of people that are armed and dangerous. We start having chaos, shootings, shootouts all across places like Miami, New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, when people really feel like they have nothing to lose. So I want you to understand, I'm going to show you a real quick news clip. We're going to talk about this, but I want you to understand a lot of people aren't talking about these food shortages and resource shortages that are happening, and because a lot of people aren't thinking straight. Many folks are just thinking about, hey, it's the summertime, I get to go out and live my best life. But the reality is, this is the time where you need to be prepared for anything, because anything can happen. When I look, there's so many crimes that are happening in Chicago right now. There was a lot of carjackings. There was a carjacking this morning where 2 women were carjacked, and the people that carjacked them were 2 16-year-old females. So when you get to the point where they're teenage girls that are actually doing a carjacking, that says a lot about the state of emergency that we are in and how you have to be ready. All right. But many people aren't talking about these things. And I want you to understand, when changes like this come, let's say like the country of Venezuela, it can all change in a day. You may not have time to prepare. All right. So if you're not thinking about this can just sneak in one day. You can see hyperinflation or inflation in one day. So ultimately, it's not even just about the value of the dollar dropping, but it's also about shortages of products and inventory, and what do people do when there's a shortage of it. So let's take a look at a quick news video, and I want you guys to look up some of these stories that I'm talking about, so you know that it's not just me talking.
Of the pandemic.
Tonight, several industries are sounding the alarm, saying costs are going up, some goods are getting scarce, and
it's all going to hit you right in the pocketbook.
It's inflation, the cost of things going up, and we're seeing it in almost everything we buy, from computers and electronics to food and big events such as weddings and graduation parties.
The reason behind the hike ties back to our 7 in-depth report earlier this week. It centered on the worker shortage impacting not only Michigan, but the entire country. And new numbers today show the problem is getting worse. The April jobs report is catching many economists off guard. Just 266,000 jobs added last month, much less than the 1 million new jobs economic experts expected. The unemployment rate is also slightly higher at 6.1%.
We've learned there's a lot behind those disappointing numbers, including a fear of getting sick, the cost of child care, and the payoff of unemployment benefits. Tonight.
All right, so I talk about this on this channel a lot. I always talk about automation. I said there's 3 things you cannot outwork. You can't outwork inflation. You can't outwork automation. You cannot work immigration with what's happening. But let's talk for a minute about that automation. So you said people are afraid to go to work for 2 reasons. One is because people are making more money on unemployment than they would at their jobs in some cases. But then 2, you have people that are afraid to get sick. So this is when we will see more of the robots come in. Here's the thing. Once you start seeing more robots come in, there's a company in Hong Kong that is doing mass production of the robots. Once we see that happen, there's no turning back. Meaning the jobs will be forever replaced. And then you will have even less money available for the average person. So this is why getting in cryptocurrency is so important and critical, because it is inevitable. You cannot outwork automation. It is here. It's not going anywhere, just like cryptocurrency. So you want to get enrolled and involved in those classes at HustleHeadquarters360.com. You want to take advantage of that. But also they're talking about inflation here. But here's the thing. It's not just about inflation costs. I mean, again, it's about shortage of supplies when there's not a lot that's available when you go in stores. Here, I want you to do something. I want you to just go on YouTube and look up food and supply shortages. And I want you to just look at some of the results you see, and you will see that this is something that is going on all across the country. This isn't new, but it's something that we need to be prepared for and be ready for. So you may want to, get you some access to stockpiling some food. I'm not trying to cause a crisis or nothing, but I just want you to be prepared and understand some of the things that are happening. Okay, we seeing right now this is a tie. So, and then on top of all of this, you still have the eviction memorandum, which with real estate, you got people who evictions are about to start coming, potentially in August. So when those evictions come and the courts start to take on those evictions, that's going to have a ripple effect. But then lastly, also people are talking about the fact that unemployment is being reduced by about $300 a week. So now we're going to see a massive change in shortage in that money as well. So we really need to be aware and be ready. So I just wanted to share some quick information with you. I want you all to just stay ready. Okay, stick with a plan, and you got to be willing and able to adapt to what happens. The best entrepreneurs, the best warriors, athletes are people who can adapt. So you don't have to stand up straight and be rigid and keep doing the same thing. You got to be willing to move around, switch things up. So with that being said, I want you to get involved in those classes, cryptocurrency classes at Hustle Headquarters 360, so you can start learning and being educated in crypto. Also, get those books, Shut Up and Hustle, and contribute to the channel as well. We could use your support so we can continue to grow this channel and make it better and better. With that being said, I'm going to see you in the next video.